Hey guys, if you've ever wanted to build your own app but felt overwhelmed by all the confusing tools and scams online, today's video is for you. We're diving into 3 popular app builders, Lovable, Bolt, and V0, to see which one really delivers on its promises. I spent a good chunk of time testing them out, and I'm going to share everything you need to know so you can pick the right one for your project. Let's dive in. Welcome to How to Literally, where we keep it smart, simple, and scam-free. Today, I'm breaking down these 3 app builders from beginner-friendly to more advanced and telling you what works, what doesn't, and what's worth your time and money. Let's start with Lovable. The builder is clearly targeting beginners who want to create an app fast with zero coding experience. They promote themselves as a drag-and-drop solution with lots of templates for different kinds of apps. Small business, portfolios, event apps, you name it. What I like about Lovable is the interface is clean and simple. You don't get lost in complicated menus or tech jargon. It feels accessible to someone who's never built an app before. The templates look decent too, so if you want to launch something quickly, Lovable gives you a solid foundation. However, there are some issues you should know about. First, customization is limited. You can start building an app for free, sure, but once you try to publish it or even add things like basic user login, data storage, or analytics, you're hit with upgrade prompts. It's one of those freemium models where the free plan is really just a teaser. And it's not just about paying more. It's the timing of when those paywalls appear that makes it frustrating. Like you've already spent an hour designing and building your app, and then suddenly you realize you can't publish or even test it properly without pulling out your wallet. It almost feels like a bait and switch sometimes. Another thing to mention is the performance. The platform is definitely beginner-friendly, but that comes at a cost. I noticed that once your app gets more than a few screens or starts to feel a little complex, the platform starts to lag. It's not super responsive anymore. Pages take a few seconds to load in the editor, and the preview tool can sometimes freeze or crash, especially if you're on a slower computer or unstable internet connection. There's also not a lot of flexibility in terms of user interaction. For example, I couldn't find a way to handle dynamic content like user-specific experiences, conditional logic, or multi-user interactions. You're really limited to static screens and forms, unless you upgrade, and even then, the control is still fairly shallow. Support is another area where I felt it was lacking. There's no live chat or quick help system. They have documentation, but it's super basic. If you run into a problem like a publishing error or a layout bug, you're pretty much on your own or waiting a couple of days for an email reply. That might be fine for hobby projects, but if you're trying to build something for your brand, business, or clients, it's not ideal. Finally, the design freedom is somewhat rigid. Like, yes, you can change fonts, colors, and a few layout options, but the platform kind of forces you into a cookie-cutter structure. You can tell when an app was built with Lovable because many of them end up looking the same. There's no way to break out of the grid or add custom animations or really express yourself visually. That being said, I get what they're trying to do. They're going for speed and simplicity. And if that's your only goal, maybe for a classroom project, a basic info app, or a personal prototype, then Lovable could still be a decent choice. So would I recommend it? Only if your expectations are very clear from the start. Lovable is great for beginners and very small projects. Now, moving on to Bolt. This app builder aims to strike a balance between ease of use and powerful features. It's not quiet, no code, but it's a great setup if you're looking for more flexibility without diving fully into programming. Bolt is designed for people who want their apps to do more. Things like integrating with other services through APIs, setting up custom workflows, or using analytics to track users. The interface is more complex than Lovable's, but that complexity is necessary if you want those advanced options. One of the biggest advantages of Bolt is how much you can customize your app's behavior. For example, you can set up conditional logic, like displaying certain screens only if a user meets specific criteria. That kind of feature is a game changer for apps that need to feel more dynamic or personalized. That said, Bolt is not for total beginners. You do need to spend time learning how everything works. The initial learning curve can be steep, especially if you're not familiar with concepts like databases or workflows. Also, some key features are only available if you upgrade to a paid plan, so keep that in mind. In terms of stability, Bolt felt reliable during my testing. The live preview and debugging tools are helpful, especially if you want to make sure your app works perfectly before publishing. Bottom line, Bolt is a powerful tool for people who want to build professional-grade apps but don't want to code from scratch. Just be ready to invest time and possibly some money to unlock its full potential. Finally, let's talk about V0. This is the newest app builder of the three and positions itself as the easiest and fastest tool for beginners. It really focuses on eliminating frustration with features like instant live preview. Every change you make shows up immediately, which is pretty cool. What I liked about V0 is how fresh and simple the experience feels. The UI is clean and it's designed to get you up and running with an app idea in minutes. The free tier is quite generous too, which is great if you're just testing ideas. However, because V0 is still in its early stages, it's missing some advanced features you might want down the line. There's no complex logic or integrations yet, so it's not suited for apps that need those capabilities. But it's growing quickly and the developers are rolling out updates frequently. That said, it's important to set your expectations. Right now, V0 is more like a smart assistant for designing the look of your app than a full platform for running it. You can build really clean, beautiful UIs using AI prompts, but once you get to things like custom workflows, user authentication, dynamic data sources, or conditional logic, you'll hit a wall. There's also no real backend. You can't store user input or interact with a database natively. So if your app idea needs login, save data, or communication between users, V0 won't be able to handle that just yet. Think of it more like a really fast prototype builder, not a production-ready solution. Also, while it markets itself as AI-powered, the AI side is still a bit limited. Yes, it's cool to type in something like, create a landing page with 3 product cards and a hero banner, and see it instantly generate that layout. But the AI doesn't always get things exactly right. You'll often need to tweak spacing, images, or text afterward. It's helpful but not magical. The V0 community is still growing. That means fewer tutorials, fewer templates, and less community support compared to more established platforms. If you're stuck, you might not find the answers you need right away. But on the bright side, the devs are super active. They listen to feedback and you get the sense that this platform will keep evolving quickly. So to wrap it up, V0 is the best for fast, beginner-friendly prototypes. Bolt gives you more power and flexibility if you're ready to invest time and maybe money. Lovable is okay but not as strong overall. No tool is perfect, but the best one is the one that fits your needs right now. Thank you for watching How to Literally, and see you in the next one.